Alright, I know you see the title of this video and you're probably thinking this video is going to be repetitive like every other video that you've seen on the internet. But I want to start off by saying that if you made it to this video, you're on here on purpose. Everything that happens to you happens because of the actions that you have took that led up to you being where you're at right now. Where you're currently at, it's literally just a reflection of the actions and the daily habits, the daily actions that you took for the last 9 months or the last year. From the moment you were conceived into this world up until this point. And you have the ability to change where you're going to be in the next 6, 9 months, the next year, the next 2, 3 years. But based on the title in this video, I want to just go right into the point. I just wanted to make this clear before I go into breaking down what it truly means for you to stay focused. Now, a wise man once said that the art of being extremely focused is cutting out more noise, cutting out distraction, not adding more things to do on your to-do list, but cutting out things that are unnecessary, that don't have any truly measurable value to get you a step closer to achieving that dream life that you want. Now, an average person on a weekend might decide to go out, right? Let's say you have 5 days a week that you work 9 to 5 or whatever your schedule is, but you are actively working and you're trying to build a business on the side. What most people are going to do is obviously take the weekends as a day to recover from the stress and, you know, blow off some steam, what they call it, going out to hang out with their friends, spending all this time doing what I like to call unproductive activities, right? Because you're honestly being unproductive. You're not doing anything that's gonna get you a step forward towards achieving your goals. I'm sure this is all obviously like self-explanatory in this space of personal growth, business growth, you know. But the point that I'm trying to make is it is extremely difficult for you to be able to remove yourself out of environments like that when you're hanging around people that you have relationships with. You get invited on the weekend, you're already tired, you know. It's kind of hard for you to say no because maybe these are people that you hang out with, right? You're already kind of drained out working, I don't know, 40-hour week, and on the side you've been working on your business and you've been doing everything possible to get yourself to that next level. But however, you still find yourself accepting invitations out of people pleasing, or maybe it's not even people pleasing, but it's just due to the fact that you feel like you deserve it. These small L's that you're taking are going to stack up over time, and it's eventually going to hurt you, right? You're not going to realize it now, but in the long run, let's say in your early teens, in your late teens, your early 20s, you made it a habit of, okay, I'm going to work on my business I'm going to work 9 to 5 and I'm going to work my business 6 to 10. Those weekends that you are stacking, building those habits of going out, it might not affect you right then and there in the aspect of how much you make and your earnings, but it's going to affect you in the long run. These are habits that you are installing into your identity, growing into young adults and, you know, older adult, whatever you want to call it, right? You are going to build these habits and it's going to be very difficult for you to cut it or remove it as part of your identity. So You need to learn the art of completely saying no without having to feel like you're. You have to learn the habit of being able to say no and not people please, because people pleasing and involving yourself in situations that are not getting you a step closer to achieving your goals, but instead getting you a step further from achieving your goals. Once you master this art of stop people pleasing, that's where you have pretty much unlocked the whole focus game. That's where it starts. Being able to tell people no, right? I know I use this whole scenario, this whole analogy of breaking down work, identity, just to get down to the point of me telling you that you have to learn the art of not pleasing people and being able to tell somebody no without feeling bad. Whether it's a coworker, whether it's a business partner, you don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to explain yourself. So the whole point of me saying all of this is, if you feel as you are someone who is easily distracted, easily influenced into doing things that you know is not getting you anywhere in life, distracting you from working on your purpose, because that extra hour that you don't put into your craft is literally an extra hour away of you. It's literally an extra hour that you are away from achieving your goals. I know you guys have probably all heard the saying of, it takes 10,000 hours for you to genuinely become a master at something or become the top 1% of something. Now, I don't know a top 1% of anything that is not successful financially, mentally, and just all around as an individual. Because the discipline it takes for you to put into one thing and become so good at that thing, right? Obviously, like, you know, you can put 10,000 hours in the span of 10 years, right? And someone who put 10,000 hours in the span of three years, you guys are in the exact same area. But the difference is that person that took longer, they've probably experienced a lot more market events that happen within that time frame that you haven't, but you probably know a lot more than him because you compress your experiences in a short time frame. Right now, that doesn't have anything to do with this video. I just wanted to include that there. However, you need to regain your focus. You need to be able to tell people no. You need to cut out all these small events that is distracting you from your purpose. You need to have 3 solid goals that you're working on constantly. Now, I like to tell people there are 5 things you should be working on as a person. You need to be working on yourself, right? Personal growth, relationships, finances, there's 2 more I can't think of, right? However, to get to the point of this video, and if you guys, if you watched it all the way to this point, I'm going to be doing these a lot more often, and this is just me like giving you guys my personal takes on certain things, and obviously over time I'm going to get better with these. I'm still going to post this, right? But my whole point I was trying to make here, and give my different analogies on like why I think, why I have such a solid opinion on whatever is it that I say, is that one of the reasons why people obviously do not, one of the reasons why a lot of people aren't able to stay focused and like they get distracted by the side noises is because they're afraid to tell people no to their faces. They feel like they're offending someone by not pleasing their needs or their wants, right? It's not a need, it's more of like a want, right? And if someone is not able to respect you for telling them no, if they're not able to respect your opinion when you telling them no, when you asking them to do something or do whatever it is, that's not someone you should be around in the first place. Because I can tell you personally, in my friend circle, if someone were to invite me somewhere and I told them no, I don't even need to explain myself. I just tell them no. I wouldn't be able to make it. Simple. Like, all right, cool. All right, catch you next time. Right? So yeah, all the little side chat, you need to have 3 main goals you're working on a daily basis. Right? 3 things that you're constantly working on to better you as an individual. And these are things that you have to be consistent working on every single day. Every waking hour that you have, you're awake, you need to be working on that thing. Whether that's sales, whether that's content, whether that's marketing, whether that's copywriting, whatever that skill set is, or whatever that thing is that you're working on to better yourself at that thing. Right? I know there's a saying that it's better to be a master of 1 or 2 trades than a jack of all trades. This literally has to do with what I'm saying right here, right? Whatever those 3 things are, for me personally, is building a relationship with God, establishing a solid business empire foundation, right? Building my business, and as well as family, right? So it's actually God, family, business. Those are the 3 things. And when it comes to God, there are a lot of different areas that can go under. When it comes to business, a healthy mind, it has to do with health, right? Because in order to operate a good business, those 3 things can be subcategorized into a lot of different things that I'm working on, that I'm actively working on a daily basis. So that's that right there. The art of staying focused is being able to tell people no to them face, not people please. Stay locked in, remove any and every distraction, any and everything that you see, that you categorize throughout your day, that you see that is stopping you or removing you away from putting more time into achieving your goals, or whatever those 3 things that I say you should be working on as an individual. You shouldn't be doing it, right? Anything that's keeping you away from working on your purpose, you shouldn't be doing it, right? So yeah, that's that right there. I hope you guys learned something from this. If you did, drop a subscribe button, leave a comments. If you watched to the end, I appreciate everybody that watched to the end. I'm gonna try my absolute best to be very consistent with these and drop at least 1 or 2 of these every day. And all my day 1 supporters, I'm gonna remember y'all. Just drop your IG in the chat, man. If you don't got nothing in the comments, just drop your IG in the chat. So once we make it big, I'm gonna know who my day 1 supporters were. And yeah, appreciate y'all watching. Stay safe. Talk to y'all later.